Welcome to the Life's Best Medicine podcast, where we are finding hope and healing one episode at a time. No appointment needed, no rubber gloves, and no copay. Just a healthy dose of life lessons to help equip you for this wild journey we call life. Hey everyone, this is a friendly reminder that we are here for entertainment purposes only. We may not even be that entertaining at times, but this is not medical advice. Talk to your doctor, check with your healthcare professionals before making any lifestyle changes or medicine changes. What we're talking about is our clinical experience and what we've seen. And so if you really want our advice, you can consult us. You can actually consult me as a doctor, or you can consult my guest and get all your questions answered. But we can't give free medical advice because we can't pay our bills with that, but we can help to educate you a bit and allow you to think a little bit. And always reach out to your medical professional before making any lifestyle changes. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Can you believe it? We're in January of 2025. We survived 2024. We made it, and now we have our work to do to get back, those New Year's resolutions, take off those few pounds we may have gained during the holidays, having Aunt Betty's cookies or whatever. So I'm really excited about this year. We have a lot of great podcasts coming up, and specifically want to thank my sponsors that have brought these stories to you, from the very beginning, from our fragile beginnings here with no listeners, and we've grown and things have been so great. And so Keto Mojo, great company. They helped us get us through that first year. They agreed to that first year of sponsorship, and that was fantastic. And so they're still my go-to for Keto Mojo for ketones and sugars, and greatly love the company and the owners. They're fantastic people. So continue to support them. But this year we're focusing more on Health Code, Get Health. Fantastic company started by Ben Bickman. Their protein formulas were designed by him, and his brother Joel Bickman has taken over the company, and he's doing some great stuff. Great people, just really, really good. I'm so honored to be associated with them. So the big things we're talking about this year is berberine. They have a special berberine that I like. Berberine helps with insulin sensitivity. We're using it in our pre-diabetics and diabetics, those of us who have metabolic dysfunction, which is about 93% of us or so, especially after the holidays, probably 98% of us maybe at this point. But their berberine is very special. It has turmeric and broccoli seed extract, which is what I'm using right now, and I love it. It's supposed to work as an anti-inflammatory and help get that body a little bit more sensitive to sugars and insulin. So that will help us on our journey. Also, they have great protein shakes that our own Chris Cornell has been using, and he's transformed. He's actually doing some commercials for them this year, which is pretty cool. He's really changed his life. You can go back and listen to that episode. He's a fantastic guy, and he's been a huge supporter of the podcast. And also, they have the fermented pea protein that they're using now for people who are more on the vegan side or vegetarian side. And then they have the old faithful, the chocolate macadamia and vanilla. Great shakes. That's what I use after my workouts. If I go on a long ride, that's my recovery drink. So everyone, please support them. We greatly appreciate them. That we have discount codes on our website. If you go to ArizonaMetabolichealth.com, we have connections, discount codes, all that kind of stuff. And if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, please do that, and you'll be apprised of everything going on and be on the Insiders Club here. And for our Patreon supporters, thank you for getting us off the ground, helping us to get going, and paying the editors and the video guys and all that kind of stuff. Greatly appreciate your support. It's less than 1% of listeners, so I'm hoping that a few more people say this year they want to help out and get some more stories coming out here. But hey, happy 2025. Let's attack this together. And again, thank you, Health Code, Get Health, GETHLTH.com. Both of my parents are on it. I'm using it with my senior patients and really helping to build some muscle mass and get some good nutrition. And we're seeing amazing results. So thank you all and enjoy this episode.
Discover a new path to wellness at Arizona Metabolic Health. Dr. Brian Lenskis offers advanced medicine and personalized care, treating the root causes of your health concerns, not just the symptoms. Whether you're seeking direct primary care, effective diabetes management, or medical weight loss, with a holistic approach, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. Visit ArizonaMetabolichealth.com today to learn more about our innovative health solutions.
Hello and welcome back to the Low Carb MD podcast and the Life's Best Medicine podcast. We're doing a special release because Dr. Ben and I get together. The big muscle guy. Everyone knows who Ben Bocchicchio is. His last name is the longest on earth, I think. It might be, is it longer than Schwarzenegger,
No, I don't think
Ben?
so. I
We'll have to go
think
and check.
we're pretty close.
So, anyways, Ben and I are getting together. We're old friends, and he's a lot younger than me, but he's an expert on metabolic health. He's been talking about this stuff since before I was born. And Ben, we get to talk together. We get to share the stage coming up
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
So let's
No,
let
hey,
people know about that.
it's always a good show, Brian. We can come up with something I think that'll help people out and keep them a little bit entertained, hopefully.
Yeah, it's really good. Well, tell people about how this group came together and what we're doing here in Arizona.
Well, you and I have done low carb USA events for, I guess, since they started. Just about, I don't even know how many years it is now, but in any case, so I guess some of the folks here in Arizona um, are low carb people, practitioners, coaches, docs, and they wanted to, kind of do a like we have in San Diego. We do the low carb Diego with Jeff Cotterman, and we do meetings and announcements and things like that. So I guess they wanted to do something like that. So they got the low carb Arizona, and I don't know who got in touch with me. I don't know if it was you or I got in touch with you. Anyway, somebody got a hold of me. Maybe Dave Crutchfield, Dr. Crutchfield. I started training him and his wife a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and they're involved. And one of the gals that got me originally started in low carb speaking was involved too, Helen Hills. Anyway, in any case, so they've got a group and they want to, promote low carb lifestyle, metabolic health kind of issues and education. So I guess they asked me to jump aboard, and I have nothing better to do. And then you came on, so now we got a pretty solid crew of practitioners, and I think we can put on a pretty. We have done one of these conferences pretty successfully, and now we're going out for an all-day conference out in Sun City, which is kind of a retirement community. And I guess we're going to stress, you know, staying healthy, staying strong, a little bit of life extension or life, life span instead of health span kind of stuff. Well, we've got a good team, you included and myself and Crutchfield and Krishna Hanks, I think she's the head of wellness at Canyon Ranch in Tucson. And who's the doc?
And she's doing
Seneca.
work with Philip Ovadia, and she's
Yeah,
doing she's
she's
doing all
doing
kinds of
working
stuff.
with Phil. Yeah, and then Seneca is working. She's got her own practice. She's is she an MD or DO? Anyway, so we've got a pretty good group, and I'm hoping I'm not leaving anybody out. And then we have Hal, who's a fellow who owns a number of these. I guess what would you call them?
He's a military veteran pilot, and now he's running group homes here in Arizona. He's
The
doing
group homes and pretty successfully. And he's real interested in the quality of health care and practice there. Really interested, which is kind of nice because he wants to take care of his people, I guess. Uh, anyway, so we're going to do a show, 1 day presentation out there, with a little lunch and speakers and Q&As and, get to meet people. And that's it. So we've got this event. First time we've done a long day event. So we're going to try to get a little bit of backing from anybody listening or that knows people in the area. It's going to be in Sun City, which is about 25 minutes west of Phoenix, a real populated area for retirement communities and things like that.
Yeah, so we're hoping to get a good turnout of people, and so we're just kind of putting this on. None of the speakers are taking money. We're just the
No.
charge for the thing is for the venue and for coffee and for lunch and all that kind of stuff. So we're doing it. It's Benny's idea that got us roped into this, but and not just locally, but if you're interested in all these topics, and we'll run through a lot of them, on aging, healthy aging, and staying out of the nursing homes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we're also going to be live streaming it, and then you're going to have access to that where you can go and listen to it later if that's not a good weekend for you, anything. So if you're in Arizona, please come out. I mean, having that community together and that support, is well worth it. I'm driving down from Prescott, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive just to be with Benny and talk. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun. I'm actually driving back from California that the day before. So that will be good. So some of the topics, if you're interested, number one is going to be Benny here talking about metabolic health 101, how to live long and strong. Uh, I'll tell you, Ben is a beast. He's super strong. He could eat all the leftover steaks when we go out to dinner, and he's just a great information. He's always entertaining. He's always going to tell a couple jokes. The crazy part is we're all limited to half an hour in our talk, so that's going to be the biggest challenge for all of us who like to talk. But we're also going to do question and answers afterwards, and really hopefully answer a lot of questions that get people back on track. Carrie Camp is going to be there. She's going to be talking about lowering inflammation and improving brain health through nutrition. Instead of throwing a bunch of drugs. Krista Hanks, as we've already talked about, she's super fit. Used to be a
A dancer, right?
ballerina, right? She was a high-end ballerina. Now she's training seniors. And then we had Dr. Crutchfield. His talk is brain health as we age, getting to the heart of the matter. So he's talking about really how do we keep our brains as focused as possible. And the stuff that Hal's doing is putting all these things together in his facilities. And he's having people go back home again after being admitted for advanced Parkinson's and dementia. So he's doing miracle work. And people listening to this podcast know that Dr. Tidman, who's doing a lot of work with Parkinson's, they're teaming up, and hopefully they're going to be doing some studies based on these things that we're going to be talking about. So then you get a boxed lunch, and then after lunch, so that I could put you to sleep, we're going to be talking about the importance of sleep and stress management. So when we talk about metabolic health, it's not just what we're eating, it's not just exercise. There's a lot of it, engaging, playing pickleball, doing Ben's workouts, doing those kind of things are really big. And then Dr. Seneca is going to be talking about tips and tricks for hacking your metabolism. I think we're all interested in that. How to get our brains working better, how to burn that fat off our bottoms, backsides, or what's the proper word now, Benny? Um, and then Hal Cranmer is going to be coming on talking about how to stay out of his nursing home forever, right? I mean, he's doing some great stuff down there. And then we're going to do a long question and answer afterwards. And that will be it. And so if you're interested, if you're not getting older, don't worry about it. But everyone who's getting older, I think it's good if you want to come listen to what we're saying.
Yeah, I think it's good practical advice. For some of us that have been doing this for a while, and have, maybe different approaches, but we're trying to combine this. I mean, this is when we say holistic, sometimes it gets a little, granola crunching for me. But I mean, what we're talking about is there are many aspects to metabolic health, and that's one of the things I'm going to define. You know, First of all, a lot of people don't know what metabolism is. Really, they have a vague sense. I'm going to try to define that a little bit. And also health. What's health? Is health just meaning your labs are okay, yet nothing's, above borderline, or does it mean you have the vigor and energy to enjoy your life and your grandkids and whatever it is that you have in your retirement, or even during, your 40s and 50s? I mean, is that what health is? What is health to you? I think most people have a higher aspiration of health than they currently, I wouldn't say suffer, but currently uh, deal in, and they would like to be healthier. They would like to be healthier. Now, how do I do it without changing my entire lifestyle from morning till night? And I think that's kind of what we're about. Give us ways to, get the biggest bang for our buck for our behavior and our time and our effort.
Yeah, no one's there selling products and gimmicks and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
We're just trying to share our knowledge and get, say, hey, let's help our communities out, and, getting us exposure in the community helps so that people know we're here. So that's our benefit of doing it. But really it's saying, hey, we're in a big problem right now from a metabolic standpoint in the country and in the world, because we're the leaders of this. So talking about how we can make these changes, and what Hal's doing is miraculous in his facilities. But if we can reverse these things, then we should be really looking at preventing it. Because if we stay active, we do the exercise like Ben's talking about, we watch our stress, we eat the right things, don't drink too much, don't smoke too much, or don't smoke at all, hopefully. But these kind of things are what we can do. Because the worst thing is waiting till you blow up your engine, then say, okay, I should start changing my oil. We really have to jump on early and do these things for balance, stretching, exercises. What else, Benny?
Yeah, I mean, and basically, it's this. it's the same old tune. But I think for us that do this, and I've spoken about this, for 50 years, literally. I mean, I've been speaking about this stuff for 50 years. Um, it is the same old stuff, but I think the opposite happens now from when I started in the field. There was no information. Now there's so much information, and a good portion of it is misleading and self-serving. And it sounds fine when you hear the pros deliver it. So I think it's confusing. I think one of the toughest things for people to do that are real sincere about getting healthy and doing the right thing is, how do I know what the right thing is and who do I believe? I mean, I really think that's a problem. And so hopefully we come across, as not, again, not selling anything, just providing information, giving you our best take, hopefully not self-serving again, that my way is the only way, but why there are certain tendencies and things you can do that are kind of low-hanging fruit. This, if you do this stuff, you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. And then, if you want to get more refined and a little more zealous, that's great. But in the beginning, those little benefits, those little changes can make a big reversal in the trajectory of where you're going in your health and for honestly and for your longevity. I mean, all longevity is to me is staying healthy for as long as you can and warding off, this health or illness. And you do that by having this vigor, this strength, this resilience, to fight off pathogens and viruses and what is considered everyday aging. And every day for everybody doesn't have to be the same time. Your everyday aging may happen when you're 90 as opposed to somebody who's 60. I'd buy that one if I could have good years in between. So, and I think most people have a general aspiration that coincides with that, and that's what we're kind of talking about: how to do this practically, safely, sensibly, with a little basis in science and a lot of clinical experience, saying this works for most of the people most of the time.
I think that's important. This one is really focusing more on the practical aspects of it, not all the science and the latest,
Right.
animal studies and all those kind of things. Really saying, okay, I'm 84 years old or I'm 68 years old. Here's my situation. I have two bad knees. What can I do to be in better shape? And so having that, how do I decrease my risk? How do I not be a burden to my family? How do I not lose my marbles? How do I keep my mental facilities? Because as we get older, we worry about these kind of things. We worry about not being able to be independent. We don't want to be dependent on our family, but so many people are, especially in the senior communities. And if you can't get out of the chair by yourself and you can't go get it, go to the kitchen or to grab a glass of water or go to the bathroom by yourself, then you really put yourself in a really, really bad situation. And it puts the families in a hard situation. So we're looking at the not only lifespans, but health span of being able to be healthy for as long as possible. There may be some genetic factors and other factors that are out of our control, but what can we control and can we do? And a lot of people think that, oh, I just have a slow metabolism because that's genetic. And so Ben will tell you we can overcome all those things through lifestyle.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, what can we do that's that's important and what's the from going from A to B sometimes is much gives you a much higher return than going from, you know, uh X to Y being the ultimate top 2% of something. We're not training for any particular Olympic event here. We're training for the rest of your life, that it be productive, happy, healthy, and a long life, that's fulfilling. I mean, I think nobody would argue with those points. So we think we have some good information. We have some good history. Based on some good, simple science that's pretty much indisputable. And we just tell you how to do it as a regular person, what to do, what changes to make or to try to make, and where you can get again, I keep coming back to the biggest bang for your buck. I've never treated or trained or worked with anybody at any level, at any age, that didn't want the highest return for their time and effort for their behaviors. And that's kind of what we're all about.
Yeah, so and plus it's a good time. It's good to get together with people, ask questions. We'll have a panel there so you could ask if you've had these burning questions that you haven't had answered before, you're afraid to ask. You can do it. Even if you're watching online, we're going to have it where you can type in your questions so that we answer. So everyone, learns and gets experience and we have people from all different areas of medicine, all different areas from nutrition to exercise to MDs. So I think it's a really good mix of people, and all the people are great people. We've been trying to figure out how we help people, especially in Arizona here, where there's a lot of
Yeah.
need, and there's a lot of seniors here that can use some tips to stay away from us as they get older.
Good plan.
So the event it's going to happen on February 1st, 2025, and
Saturday.
it's a Saturday, and it's from 8:30 till about 4 or whenever we'll be around answering questions or whatever. So 8:30 to 4 if you're into that. If you're not available that day, you could do it online and you could watch it at your leisure over time. And the ticket prices in person is going to be 49, and that includes coffee and lunch and all the facilities and all that kind of stuff. And online's $29. So we want it to be cheap and accessible, and that's basically to cover the IT guy and to the microphones and all those kind of things that we just need to set it up, and then obviously buying lunch and coffee and all those things. So pretty dang cheap. It's a great investment in your health. So I would definitely encourage it. And this is our second in the series. We did the other one a while back. That was a couple of years ago now, Benny, huh?
I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe
10,
last year. No, it was
no,
last year.
last year.
Last year. But this one will be a lot bigger. Last time we just kind of did spur of the moment. So now
Yeah.
we're going to get more word out about it and really try to reach people here. And we'll have uh, uh, links to this in the show notes. And also, if you go to azlowcarb.com, AZ, like Arizona, azlowcarb.com, you can grab access and sign up early. And it is limited on how many people we can have there. It's at a Baptist church, and they were kind enough to let us use their facilities. But I think we can have about, how many can we have live,
I
Ben?
think 150.
Yeah, so we can have 150 live, then everyone else online. So,
Yeah.
um, and Krista Hanks and a lot of people are going to be helping getting people there, and hopefully we can really start building a community here in Arizona, and then outside of Arizona also if you're doing it online. So, Ben, do you have any last words of wisdom for us?
No, I just hope, keep the date open. I don't think it's not a Super Bowl Sunday because it's a Saturday. And if you're interested in this stuff, it's probably, I think you're going to get good direction, good information, solid citizens. They're trying to help and are pretty good at it. I think it's well worth your time and your effort and a couple of bucks to give it a shot and see what you learn, and maybe you can take some life lessons from this thing that are invaluable.
Awesome. Well, Ben, thanks for joining me. And Ben, what's life's best medicine for you? I know I've asked you this question a couple times. See if you still remember.
So if I, yeah, that would be some of the best medicine. Trying to remember it. No, I mean, to me, life's best medicine is, my father would tell me, wherever you go, whatever you do, try to leave that place a little better than you found it. And if you can do that, the world's a better place. And also, he would say, this is the last day you're going to have this day. So I want you to enjoy something because it's the last chance you're going to have this day. So enjoy something so your life is, fulfilled.
Yeah, why do you want to live a long life if you're not happy and you're grumpy and you're not engaging with other people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you always make it fun, so I'm sure you're gonna have a couple of jokes for us that will
Oh
entertain the
yeah,
audience.
yeah.
And
It may be worth at least $10 of your money to hear a couple of my really good jokes.
yeah, and then the after shows with the when you can tell the real jokes that we can't say publicly. So Ben, I'm looking forward to it. I'm so glad we got together
Yeah,
and
always good to see you, brother. We're like brothers, man. Every time we get together, it's like you can't get us apart. We're just yapping and laughing and having a good
yeah,
time.
we even talk science sometimes, Benny.
Yes, we do. You'd be
We're
surprised.
learning a lot, man. It's a lot. You wouldn't
Yep.
believe it, but Ben's actually a pretty bright guy.
My mother, my mother would be so proud, Brian.
So everyone, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others. If you're in Peoria, Arizona, in the neighborhood, stop by
Phoenix, anywhere. Yeah.
Phoenix area, Scottsdale, all that kind of stuff. Come by and visit us. We'll be there. We'll have fun and we'll answer questions when we're not talking, and it'll be a good time.
Yep.
So be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Bye bye.
Right.
Thank thank you for listening to this episode. We greatly appreciate your support. We would greatly appreciate a positive thumbs up on all of the platforms like iTunes and Spotify or wherever you're listening. And we just thank you for our Patreon supporters. We greatly appreciate your help in getting this message out. We think there's a lot of important information, and hopefully this helps you. Have a great day, and thank you for listening, and thank you for your support.